Welcome to Stayf Draws. I'm Stayf van de Groot, a Dutch artist, and this is the 5-year anniversary of Stayf Draws YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to show you the highlights of all the videos I've made in the past 5 years. I'm also going to talk about the future of this YouTube channel, so stay tuned. So 5 years ago I started this YouTube channel with a video, but I need to explain why I started Stayf Draws. I had another YouTube channel and that was called Like So, and I'm just going to show you a sample of it. It was a channel with the character Professor Dr. Anton Mo, a character I created 20 years ago, and he talks about animals and also about nature, and I thought it would be a fun project for me to work on a TV show but with animated characters. When I posted all of these videos I got a lot of questions on how did you make that animation. So then I first started out Stayf Ontekend, which is the Dutch version of Stayf Draws, and simultaneously I did the videos for Stayf Draws. So first my concentration was on the Dutch channel, but I've made the same videos 2 times, so one in Dutch and one in English. But when I wanted to start out with Stayf Draws, I just wanted to explain the basics of drawing, and the basics of drawing you do on paper. So the first video I made, and now I have to go back to the beginning, so I'm just going to set it to date at its oldest. The first video was how to draw a circle freehand, and I did that on paper and just made it very simple. And here I'm still in my old studio, which was in the center of Haarlem, and that was a great studio because I had a view on the church. And I first started out just drawing on paper, and that was pretty awkward for me because I started drawing and painting digital from 2000. So this is 2015. So I hadn't been drawing on paper. But to explain this, the basics of drawing, I thought it would be better, to do it on paper. And when you go through the videos, you see that I also did a tutorial on how to draw Mickey Mouse, and all of these videos were really about the basics, so drawing perspective and how to draw 3D shadows. And I also made a video about how to animate in Anime Studio Pro, and I took illustrations I did on paper. It's also for the Like So YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. But this one blew up because it got 83,000 views. And then I started to change a little bit. So I started to draw on my Cintiq in Photoshop. And finally I started to draw in Procreate. I also made a video about the first Apple Pencil that came out, and that video really blew up because there were more iPads than Apple Pencils, so there was a high demand for the Apple Pencil. And when I did this video, really everyone wanted to know how the Apple Pencil reacted to the iPad Pro, and this was drawn in Procreate 3.0. So first I drew everything on paper, but also for the Like So YouTube channel I made a lot of the backgrounds in Procreate. And I did some videos like digital painting on a tree in Procreate, but I really wanted to learn everything about Procreate. And I took the handbook of Procreate, which was made by Savage Interactive, which is now called Savage, and they are the producers of the app. And it was still Procreate 3.0, and in order to really master an app or to understand each little thing, I first studied everything, and then I decided to make a video series about it. Because when you can explain something, then you have really mastered an app or have mastered drawing. So that's always a good way, you know, to learn something. If you can tell someone else how to do it, then you really have learned it well. So I made around 26 videos, which was called the Procreate manual, and that got a lot of views. And I think I started that out in 2016, and because I was working a lot with the Apple Pencil and on the iPad Pro, Apple got a hold of me and invited me to do a demonstration in the Apple Store in Amsterdam. In 2016, I also did the Inktober challenge, you know, to draw 30 or 31 drawings for Inktober, and I did that on paper and also in Procreate and a lot of other drawing apps as well. And in the end of 2016, I decided that I really wanted to learn how to paint, you know, more realistically. So I started out with a video which was called Painting Watercolors with the Apple Pencil on iPad Pro. And you know, that was the beginning of me making more fine art. And I made a brush set which is still available on Gumroad, and that was a watercolor brush set, because watercolors are very hard to do digitally. I also started to do reviews of products you can use for the iPad Pro, and also a lot of books I have collected, and I really like to share them because I've learned a lot by just reading books, because I never went to college or had an education for drawing, because I'm actually a musician, but I decided to draw. In 2017, I had my first exhibition with paintings I did in Procreate. So that was very interesting to see, because a lot of people just don't understand how you can draw on the iPad and then, you know, have fine art. And in December of 2017, I started the 12 days before Christmas. And that's a challenge to draw 12 drawings or do 12 designs. And I first started drawing my character Horace Hippo, and I made products out of all the drawings. So I had a goal, you know, to make a design. So I had a lot of fun, you know, drawing these illustrations. I also started out another series which is called Learning from the Masters, and I'm very excited about that series, because I just take a famous illustrator or fine artist and then trying to find out, you know, what makes his art work or her art work. And I started out with drawing Winnie the Pooh, and just focused on the art of Ernest Shepard. And you know, I made a lot more videos in that series, and I also made some ebooks. There was an ebook which was called Procreate 4 Video Manual, which is still available on Vimeo On Demand and also on Apple Books. And now the entire manual is now available for free on my YouTube channel. So I'm just going to go back to the main channel, and I've made several playlists, because now in 5 years I've made around 400 videos on Stayf Draws. Because on my homepage I made several playlists. So there's the playlist for Learning from the Masters, and that has the video, the first video about Ernest Shepard. I also made a video about the art of Mary Blair, Edward Hopper, and the last video I did last week was about the art of Ivan Earl. And here you also can find the Procreate video manual, and I'll keep adding if there's a new version of it. So I've also added the Procreate 5, so what's new, to the playlist. So if you want to learn everything about Procreate, so all the technical stuff, you can just go through the Procreate video manual and then you'll learn everything you need to know about Procreate. Also made a playlist about drawing in vectors in the Adobe drawing apps. Also made a playlist for the Procreate tutorials, so they're more based around making a painting from the beginning to the end. And I'm also doing some reviews. If I like a product, I will do the review, and if I don't like it, I just don't make a review about it. So there's also a playlist which is called the Stayf Draws Reviews. So this YouTube channel isn't my work. I work as a professional illustrator. I also make comics and do animations, and now I make a lot of content for museums. So I decided that I'm not going to post a new video each week because I just don't have the time for it anymore. But if I find something interesting and if I want to share it on my YouTube channel, I will post a video. So if you already subscribe to this channel, also tap on the little bell, the notification bell, then you get updated if I post a new video. I want to thank everyone for subscribing to this YouTube channel and leaving the comments and likes. And I will continue making new videos on Stayf Draws. Drawing is fun and practice makes perfect. See you next time. Doodles!